Wesley. This is your grandfather. My name is Paul Davis, and I am creating the Wesley channel just for you. Grandfathers are the fathers of your mom and your dad. So I'm your mother's father. Randy is your dad's father. And your name has both of us in the middle. I hope this talk both puts you asleep and wakes you up. We will read and explore some fun things that young people may enjoy. Your mother did enjoy them. Ask your mother about polyphase induction motors, which is our first topic. You'll like it. So, the time frame is 1888 in the 19th century. That's almost 150 years ago. Nikola Tesla is a Serbian-Croatian immigrant to the USA. He's 32 years old. He studied physics and engineering in Europe, but dropped out without any degrees. He worked a short time for Thomas Alva Edison, who we could talk about, and with Charles Proteus Steinmetz, who is probably the preeminent mathematician of the day, and he and Steinmetz had certainly much to talk about, because what we're talking about here is AC electricity, alternating current, and Steinmetz and Tesla both were able to do the math that very few people could do in those days to understand, visualize, and describe what was going on. So most all of Tesla's work was with alternating electric current, AC, which we use today everywhere. AC in the day in 1888 was considered stupid and deadly, and not to be trusted. No one wanted to use it. It was for killing. So we're talking about polyphase induction motors. These are rotating mechanical electrical devices, and they're a key technology to the world we live in. We wouldn't be living the way we are without them. And they at the end of the 19th century and into the 20th century, 100 years ago, there was an explosion of applications of these electric motors, and the electric distribution system that was required to run them. So it was two things hand in hand: the motors and the distribution system. So poly in polyphase is Greek for many. Phase refers to AC current, where a number of alternating current sources are present as phases, or in phase relationship with each other. Motors are what makes things go around everywhere. You can't get away from them. And so alternating current typically is three-phase and is connected on three separate conductors plus a common. So each conductor carries an individual phase. In a motor, coils of wire on the outside part of the motor that does not spin are arranged so that each of the phases produces a magnetic field. This part of the motor is called the stator. The three combined magnetic fields inside the windings of the stator, or inside the scope of the stator, produce what's called a rotating magnetic field, and it's just what it sounds like. It is an invisible magnetic field that is rotating, generated by the three-phase AC. The inside of the motor, that part of the motor that rotates, is which obviously is called the rotor, is wired to allow the rotating field that it is inside the motor to induce a current in the rotor. So in older motor designs, you had to have brushes, or you had to have some kind of a connection scheme where the current came into the rotor from outside, and the process was in those and even in this motor that you have opposing magnetic fields that actually create the force that the motor has. So the induced current inside the rotor produces then a magnetic field that opposes the magnetic field from the stator field coils, and therefore can spin the motor and generate force, generate power, generate rotational momentum. We'll talk about that a long time from now. And the spinning rotor then is coupled to all manner of mechanical devices to supply rotational power. It's called an induction motor then because there is only a magnetic induction connection between the stator and the rotor. There is no other connection other than the rotating magnetic field inducing a current into the windings in the rotor and producing opposing magnetic force that causes it to spin. So Nikola Tesla was the first person who visualized this rotating magnetic field concept. At least he was the first person who did anything about it. Others probably had recognized it, thought about it, looked at it, but didn't do anything. So Tesla did the math, had the math in his hands and his head, and he got a patent. So he basically is the father of every one of these devices that we could not live without today. Your refrigerator, my car, all manner of machinery that we have. The fan that runs the furnace in your basement. So that's why we talk about polyphase induction motors. They get a pretty bad rap because that rotating magnetic field process is a little tough to visualize. I was looking for some good graphics to show you, but I decided I would just talk, and let's start that way. So anyway, Wesley, be well. Love you. Bye.